Hey guys, Brad here with Custom Offsets. Got another episode of Lifts and Levels. This is a kit that we've done before, but I'm forced to do it again. What the f? It's a BDS 6.5 inch kit. This is going to be for 2011 and up GM 3/4 ton and 1 ton trucks. So your 2500 HDs and 3500 HDs. This one's going to be going on a 2012 GMC 2500 HD, but it's all the same. 2011 and up, same kit, same suspension. BDS 6.5. As you'd expect, you got your lower control arm drop cross members. They got the brace here for the diff once it's dropped down. This customer upgraded to the Fox 2.0 shocks, which is obviously a really nice upgrade, really helps with the ride quality. Extended sway bar lengths, you got your skid plates, your diff skid plate, and your splash guard here. Differential drop braces, this is what's going to tie into the cross member. You got your differential drops, steering stabilizer. I guess a side note on this is steering stabilizers will only work on trucks that have a factory steering stabilizer mount. Some of these trucks don't even have a mount for them, so then you don't use a steering stabilizer. So if you want one, make sure you got a mount, otherwise you need to order appropriately. We went with the 4-inch rear blocks on this kit here, which are these nice new fabricated style rear blocks. 4-inch blocks will give it a really level stance without having to bring the front up too high with those torsion bars. And then obviously one of the hearts, or the key pieces to the lift, is going to be the lift knuckles. This is what's this is where all the magic happens, I guess you would say, with the lift, on how the track width is, turning radius, all that. How the truck's lifted, all your angles are kind of going to be based off of the knuckles here, and we know BDS is one of the best at that. These here are going to be the non-torsion bar drop brackets. I can't talk. This is a non-torsion drop kit. So basically, rather than the torsion bars being dropped down and remaining in the lower control arms when they're dropped down, you're actually going to keep the torsion bars in the factory location, but raise the mounting point on the control arm side up. So rather than being down here, they're going to be moved up here. It's a really nice system, gives you more ground clearance, doesn't have the bars hanging down, which I personally don't like the look of. Other people like the look of the bars hanging down, but this is kind of the way of the future. It's actually also a little nicer. You can get a little more leverage, and you actually have to use less spring rate to lift the truck, so you can in turn get a better ride. So pretty much talked about everything here. New U-bolts for the back, pretty much everything else you'd expect from a kit. BDS gives you new braided stainless lines, which is nice for this kit, so you don't have to mess with relocating the factory brake lines. Other than that, that's pretty much it. We're going to go ahead and have Banker install in the truck. All right, people, we are at it again here. This is the BDS 6.5 inch kit that we discussed on the bench. This is it all installed on the vehicle here. As you can see, right away the first thing we notice is the new BDS lift knuckle, which is going to provide lift as well as maintain proper ball joint angle and steering geometry. Also here, you'll see the longer sway bar end links. Side note, this kit does not increase front track width. As you can see here, there's no CV axle spacers used, therefore track width does not get increased on these newer trucks, the newer GM trucks at least, and that's different depending on the lift kit. Fox 2.0 is up front, front differential drop, as you can maybe see. You can see it's quite a big drop here, which is going to be really nice for the CV axle angles. Keeping those all nice and kosher. Lower control arm drop cross members installed. You can see the new skid plate tying everything together and keeping the diff protected here, as well as the splash guard or skid shield up front there as well. This kit, the customer opted for the steering stabilizer, so that's up here installed, tucked away nicely there. Might be a little hard to see. And then another thing about this kit, this is a non-torsion drop kit. So as you can see, torsion bars remain in the factory locations here. And how it works is this bracket that was designed and engineered by BDS. That's really everything up front. You know, we've gone over this kit before, but this is just happens to be a different body style truck. This is a 2012. Like I mentioned before, this is gonna be the same lift kit. It fits 2011 and to current GM 3/4 and 1-ton trucks. Suspensions remain the same since then. In the back, this is gonna be the 4-inch block. This is a nice fabricated block here. You can see it has the extension wings on it for the bump stop, and then new U-bolts as well, and then Fox 2.0 performance shocks in the rear. Once again, nothing much else going on back here. They have you bend the brake line bracket here up so you have slack on your brake lines so they're not being pulled apart or anything like that. I guess that reminds me, I did forget to mention, up front, BDS gives you the new stainless braided lines for the brakes. You can see here, new braided stainless lines, really nice lines. Obviously they're extended over the factory ones, so there's no messing with brackets or bending lines or anything like that. Simple replacement of the brake lines, so that is all good and dandy. A lot of kits don't use that, but this particular one does, and it's nice. That's the BDS 6.5-inch non-torsion drop kit.